Welcome back to Off-Grid Homes. This is AJ. Today we're going to be looking at why people actually want tiny houses, especially off-grid. Let's go figure it out. So mobility is our first one. Mobility means that you can move this thing when you want to. Some folks might want to put it close to the beach. If a hurricane comes, you can actually pay somebody to move this inland, away from danger. Or maybe it's not a permanent dwelling. Maybe you want this in your backyard or your backfield for an aging parent or somebody else that you need close by for a while. When you are done with the structure, you can actually sell it and move it. So mobility is an aspect that a lot of people find very helpful. Simplicity is the second one. Simplicity just means that there's some folks who get this because they want to simplify their life. You have less room for things. There's less space to spread out and everything. Keeps everything down to the minimum to where now you're not concerned with so many different things and you're able to focus. You're able to concentrate on the things that are important. You're not spending a bunch of your time trying to maintain a whole host of different things around your house because you only have what you need. So simplicity is important to a lot of folks. Self-sufficiency. Self-sufficient people are attracted to this kind of thing because they do not have to rely on outside electric, water, sewer. You are in charge of your own house, your own systems that are part of your home. And so you're not actually relying on others to maintain that. Power outages would be no issue to you. So self-sufficient folks find this very attractive because it puts the onus on them to maintain their surroundings instead of relying on somebody else. Prepping. Prepping takes self-sufficiency to another level. Preppers, and that terminology usually means that people not only want to be self-sufficient now, but they want to be self-sufficient in the future and be ready for whatever comes. So preppers find this very useful too. A lot of times as a permanent home, but also the option is there to have this as a secondary home on land that's set off somewhere. If you must live in the city now, you can actually have this put in a location that is more rural. Maybe you have a farm, some friends' land, something like that. And so this would allow people to have a decent cost for their prepping location. So preppers find this very handy and useful. So that's another reason that people might consider going tiny off-grid. Another reason to go off-grid and tiny is the cost. The cost of an off-grid tiny home is actually comparable to another house, a traditional house. But with an off-grid tiny home, you don't have the bills. You also don't incur a lot of the expenses associated with building a traditional home, like the hookups and everything. There are extra costs associated, as in transportation, but I think they offset so much that people usually find that the off-grid tiny home option saves them money and adds to the freedom of not only freeing up time, like we talked about already, but also finances. You end up having more money to spend elsewhere. Our last one for today is freedom of placement. You can actually put this in a whole lot of places that maybe you couldn't always put a traditional home. There are some rules and regulations in a lot of municipalities that say you cannot put another house on this lot, but maybe you could put a trailer on that lot. So if you need another dwelling and you're not allowed to actually build one on site, this could be a great option. Another reason would be if you have a location that is very difficult and very cost prohibitive to build on. We have some friends of ours that have a very high hill and running water and electric up there would be very, very expensive. But they could pay to have a truck pull a house up there and park it, and they would be done. So ease of placement and the many options of where to put this are another benefit of a tiny house off-grid. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and remember that off-grid homes are built better so you can live better. See you next time.